Because you have to know your capacity.
Why did you have to feel like you needed to rectify that situation when it had nothing to do with you?
Circle is small, my circle is safe.
People show up the way they do with you because of how you are.
But you're at the table, you're feeling fine. You don't necessarily know what has triggered, but it's all of a sudden it's tension. It's something there. And I like that you said you may be healed, but there is that tension that's sitting there because it's a generational thing that has been kind of hidden underneath, and everybody's sitting there looking at it like it's normal because they're used to not dealing with it. You've gotten healed and you're like, I can't sit in this. So what was your suggestion again? Y'all listening now?
Take a step back.
Get up.
Go to a place that is quiet where you can pause, do some deep breathing, regulate your nervous system. Number one, if you know that you're going into an environment with people who have not dealt with their stuff, you need to have,
which is what you're going to do.
You need to have parameters in place before you get to the dinner. I have a timer on my phone.
You do.
Before I go, I declare in the name of Jesus, I'll be here no more than an hour and a half. Because you have to know your capacity.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
And I'm self-aware enough to know that if I'm in this environment too long, like I said earlier, my problem is I want to address it because I want to reconcile.
It's the third.
I don't want to address it because I want
confrontation.
I do not want confrontation, but I want to hear you. I want you to hear me, but I want to understand where you're coming from, and I want us
but
to have.
Stephanie, why you want to bring that old stuff up right now? Ain't nobody trying to hear that stuff right now.
But it's not old.
They say that, and I will say I'll be the first person to say, man, maybe I didn't have the courage. I've been in so many situations like this with family members where there were things that I should have addressed and I did not have the courage to, and it eroded the relationship. And I regret my inability to come to the table and have the difficult conversation because this should have been repaired a decade ago. But because of my passivity, I have robbed myself of an opportunity to have a relationship potentially with a family member that God has given me. I didn't get to choose you. So if you're a part of my bloodline, you're a part of my lineage, then the Lord had a plan for this relationship. I struggle with that still. It is very difficult for me. I had to do this recently to have a hard conversation with a homegirl who disrespected one of my other homegirls. And I had to address it, but I waited like 2 months, 3 months, 2-3 months almost. It was just so uncomfortable, but it's like, when is the right time?
Why did you have to feel like you needed to rectify that situation when it had nothing to do with you?
But it had.
So my thing is,
okay, go ahead.
If I bring someone around my friends, and you do something to disrespect my friend, it is my responsibility as the person who have brought those friends together to address it. If one of our friends come at me sideways, I'm not going to get rah-rah with my friend because I respect that person because they are in connection to my friend. But I am going to hope and pray that Val is going to check that at the door so that I feel safe to come around your friends again.
Now, what if Val not in the area where the friend offended you? Wait a minute. What if Val not in that area where you was offended and she don't even know you was offended?
This recently happened to me. So I was in I was in a situation where someone made me uncomfortable. And I wasn't going to say anything about it because it was just kind of like, okay, I don't know this person. I'm probably never going to see this person again. But someone else witnessed it. Now, in the moment, I checked it. Like, hey, go away from me. With this Apollo, get away from me.
Be gone. Huh?
Yeah. But I didn't make a scene. I didn't, do a big rah-rah. But I did bring it up to someone else that was there. Like, am I tripping? What's going on? Now, someone else that was there saw what happened and they brought it up to the friend. And I got a phone call from that friend like, hey, I heard that someone made you uncomfortable. What's going on? Let me know what happened. And I was like, I don't want to cause any other issues, but this did happen. And then, they stepped in and apologized. And I will say, I'm noticing a lot lately that I have a lot of solid people around me because that's what continues to be done. And I think that that's the appropriate way to handle it. And I would like to think that if you see something wrong being done, it doesn't have to be getting done to you for you to feel like, hey, let me go in and rectify. Because if I would have taken things to the left, it would have been a big deal. So I appreciated and respected that person stepping in and saying, hey, let me get in the middle of this. Let me go talk to this person, that person, to make sure
you
that
see
you're
something,
good.
say something.
And apologize, because you should never, anytime you're around me and my people, you should never feel uncomfortable.
And I was getting, and I'm picking back on what Stephanie said. Here's the thing. I brought you into my circle, into my world. And there is someone in my world that is mistreating you. Okay. I have an obligation, regardless to whether or not I was there, I know your character and I know that person's character. But you're coming to me, telling me that someone did something to offend, to hurt, because we're going to have a conversation, you and I. So I have a responsibility to take in what you're saying, process it. I can't go right then, because now I'm in my emotions, because somebody that is dear to me is hurting. So I don't want to go to this person that I also care about with all my emotions. So I got to step back a moment, process what you said to me, and then we're going to have a conversation, because I cannot, and I think it's so unfair, and I think it's actually very fickle of a person that won't address an issue when you know the person that you say you love, that you care about, they have been hurt, and you're unwilling to go and address it because you say, what, I wasn't there? Oh, you were there if that person that you love was there and they were affected. So I just personally believe that that's why my circle is so small, and I don't let everybody in my circle, because if my circle is small, my circle is safe.
That's good.
Does that make sense what I'm saying? So I have an obligation to protect my circle.
I've seen that happen a lot in.
Why are you looking at me like that,
in a work environment that I was in.
Yourself.
I've seen that happen a lot in a work environment that I was in, where it's kind of like, as long as it's not happening to me, let me go and mind my business. And I think that is it like what Anne Frank, like, oh, first they were going after these people, but I didn't have that, so I didn't say anything. And then they went after these people, but I didn't have that, so I didn't say anything. And then they went after me, and there was nobody there to stand up for me. And eventually, I feel like if someone is around and they offend someone else and they know this person is my friend or somebody that I love, that is an indication of your character.
Yes.
Like, just because you didn't do it to me, I'll never forget, I used to have a homegirl that would tell me how, like, oh yeah, like, this guy likes me, I let him buy me dinner and purses and all these things, but I don't even really like him, and da-da-da-da. And I'm sitting here listening to this. Well, guess what? Eventually, she tried to play me the same way, like tried to get money and borrowing money from another friend of mine. Like, eventually it does get to you. So I feel like when you see that character, that should be a red flag, and you should check it for the sake of, like, this person is also around me. If this person has it in them to do it, regardless of how you feel about me. Because a lot of times, and I tell my best friend this all the time, people show up the way they do with you because of how you are. You're a giver. So when it comes to you, they move a certain way. It has nothing to do with who they actually are. They're just reflecting what they see. Like, oh, this person is being a good person to me, so I'm gonna be a good person to them. But you need to take note of how they show up with other people.
Yes.
Because that's telling you what's really in them. If you're a kind person, that should be across the board.
Of course.
Unless something happens.
And so that's why I don't want to piggyback, but I'm gonna go against what you said a little bit, because an individual character is who they are. It don't matter who they're around. That's the person that these individuals going to be, regardless. I don't care how good you are. If that person is raggedy, they're gonna be raggedy to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, on the surface, but people tend to mirror.
I'm gonna say this. I think that people, especially people that know how to play, they show up in front of, prime example, someone that's a manipulator. And they are a person, they know how to manipulate people. So they see a brother they see a brother Carter that is always happy, always outgoing. And then they see a Stephanie that's always happy, outgoing. They're going to show up to you guys being happy, outgoing, good people. Y'all gonna laugh, you're gonna holler. I'm a person that maybe I read the room.
That's not the case, but go ahead.
No, I'm a happy person. I read the room.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm reading I'm reading and I'm seeing what they're doing. Maybe not saying that you guys are not paying attention to it, but I'm reading the room. I see something different in this person's character than you may not see. So they may come at me a little different.
Yeah.
Because they see something, or they may see it as a threat. You understand? And you wouldn't necessarily see it. And so when I bring it to you, maybe you will feel like, well, are you picking? Maybe it's someone. No, I see something that you didn't see because you're over here being jolly, having a good time.
That's the burden of having discernment. You see
understand?
It before everybody else does, and it's like, well, maybe you just tripping, maybe you're just being harsh, maybe you're just jealous of their friendship, and it's like, no, that person is not right. I'm telling you,
I can't put my finger on it.
I can't tell you what it is, but I'm telling you,
there's something there.
What do we say to these things?
They ain't lying.
That's why it's so important to know your friends, have good stock, and really understand when a friend comes to you that's a true friend and they tell you something about you as well as someone else. Listen, you can't have all the answers. At the same time, you got to be willing to hear what someone else is saying, and you got to know them. I know agree. If you bring me something, Stephanie, it is what it is. Period. So I'm gonna move on.